Oh, oh no. I'm gonna have to abandon this bike. It is finally snowing here in Chicago, which means it is a perfect time for me to review the Movcan V30Pro Max. This thing is all-wheel drive. It has dual batteries, so it should do really good out in the snow today. So let's get into it. Now, when you get your V30 Pro Max, it's going to come to you as a Class 3 e-bike. And what they say is that this bike will go 31 miles per hour if you use the rear drive and 37 miles an hour if you use both drives. Well, today we're going to be testing that out. Now, it does have 5 levels of pedal assist. It has a half-twist throttle right here on your right-hand side and a cadence sensor. This bike weighs 105 pounds, but has a maximum payload capacity of 350 pounds. Currently, during the making of this video, you can purchase this dual battery motor beast for only $12.99, and it comes with a 1-year warranty. Movcan says that the average rider height for the V30 Pro Max is 5'5" to 6'5", and it comes in 2 different colors. You can get it in an all-black configuration, or you can get it in this nice brown version that I have here, which means you're going to get these side tan walls that are brown and this brown seat. They say this bad boy can go 75 miles using throttle only or 120 miles using pedal assist. And I can tell you one thing right now, we're not going to be pedaling this bike today. It's not one of those that are made for it. And we're also not going to get anywhere near 75 miles because I'm going to abuse this bike with all of my testing. The rear motor is a 48 volt, 1500 watt rear hub motor. It has a peak power of 2000 watts and 45 Newton meters of torque. The front motor is the same, 1500 watts with 2000 watt peak and 45 Newton meters of torque. And when you add them both together, that is a peak power of 4000 watts and 90 Newton meters of torque. It has a 7-speed transmission with a Shimano Tourney derailleur, a derailleur guard, and the standard 7-speed thumb shifter. For stopping power, you have the Logan branded 2-piston hydraulic brake system and some super thick 160 millimeter rotors. You have dual crown front forks. They have 80 millimeters of travel. You cannot preload them or lock them out. Behind this plate, you have a rear shock that has 15 millimeters of travel. I am digging these 20 by 4-inch tan sidewall tires. They are non-branded. The tread on the tires are all-terrain and they are puncture resistant. Let's talk about the batteries that are on this bike. You have 2 of them, one right here on the frame, and then this other one that looks like a motorcycle tank, which I think looks really cool. Now, both of these batteries are 48 volt, 20 amp hours with 960 watt hours of power. And when you have the bike on, because you can't turn them off individually, this bike has 40 amp hours with 1920 total watt hours of power. Now you can charge them up because it does come with 2 2-amp chargers, which is excellent. And here's a charging port for one of them, and then here is the charging port for the other. Now it's going to take about 6 to 7 hours to charge these batteries up, but the cool thing is you have 2 chargers and you can do it both at the same time. It is possible to take the batteries off so that you can charge them inside. It is going to come with 2 sets of keys. Now what I've done is I've taken 1 key from each, put it on its own keychain, so that way I have them. You're going to turn this to the back. It's just going to push forward and it's going to come right off. Now each battery has a battery indicator bar right there to kind of let you know how charged up it is. And then to put it back on, where you're just going to line it up, click it, and for that one, well, it locks itself. Now let's go ahead with the bottom one. It's going to work basically the same way. We're just going to put the key in, we're going to turn it, unlock it, and then we're just going to lift it up. It also has a battery power indicator on it right there. And then to put it back on, well, you're just going to line it back up, click it down, lock it, and you're good to go. The V30 Pro Max has a UL certification of 2849. It also has an IP54 rating, which means it is protected from limited dust and water spray from any direction. Additional features include plastic fenders, aluminum pedals, rear foot pegs, this super plush elongated seat, and these funky BMX style handlebars. Let's talk about size and fit. Now the bike itself is only 66 inches long, and there's not really a whole lot of adjustment you can do with it besides move these handlebars forward and back. The seat is super nice, and it is 32 inches from the floor to the seat, and the seat itself is 21 inches long. Now, I am 5'9", 225 pounds with a 32-inch inseam, and this is what I'm going to look like riding this bike today. Cockpit Operations. On your right-hand side, you have this very hard rubber grip. It does have a palm rest right here. This is your front brake lever. Then you have a button that takes it from drive to rear-wheel drive. Right here is your headlight button, turn signals, horn, and your control pad. To turn on the bike, you're just going to hit this power button right here until your screen pops up, and as you can see, it is full color. I think this is a good looking screen. It tells you the bike is ready. This is your battery indicator. This is going to tell you your speed, your pedal assist level. Right now it's showing we're in dual drive, but if I hit the red button again, it shows that we are just in rear drive. This gives you some information like your trip and your mileage, and there is a USB-C port here at the bottom. To go up in pedal assist levels, we're going to hit this plus button right here. And as you can see, it takes us all the way to pedal assist number 5. And then when you hit this minus button, it takes you all the way down in your pedal assist levels down to 0. By hitting the power button real quick, it's going to tell you your average speed, which you can see it up here, your max speed, and then it goes back to normal. Over here is that button that I told you that takes it into dual drive, and that's where you'll see that indicator right there. Hit it again and it puts it into normal drive and the indicator disappears. These are your daytime running lights, and then when you hit this button, it turns your headlight on. These are your turn signals. Now, when you turn your turn signals on, it doesn't show anything on here and it doesn't make a noise. And then right here is our horn. That is super loud. This is what your daytime running light looks like whenever the bike is turned on. And then if you hit the switch, that is what your headlight looks like. This is your tail light. And then whenever you hit the brakes, your brake light lights up. These are your turn signals. And this is what it looks like when you turn your headlight on and your brake and your turn signals. On your right-hand side, you have your rear brake lever right there. This is your half twist throttle. And then this is your gear shifter. To take it up in gear, you're just going to push the button. And then to take it down in gear, well, you just push the lever. Let's go over advanced settings. Now, one thing they're going to do is they're going to send you a card that has all of the advanced settings on it to make it real easy to find. And to access that, we're going to hit the plus and minus button together. And then it brings us into our P01, which sets it between mileage or kilometers. P02 is to restore it back to factory settings. We're not doing that. On P03, you can change it between 3 levels of pedal assist or 5. We're going to keep it on number 1. That's your 5 levels of pedal assist. Bounce over to P04, which that is your speed limit. And right now the default is set as fast as it can go. So we're going to move on to P05. Do you want the throttle to work without pedaling? Yes, we do. And that's what it's set up for. P06, this is where you can have it just use throttle only or give you pedal assist. We're just going to leave that the way that it is. P07, cruise control. Yes. P08 clears the total mileage. I am definitely ready to get this bike out on the road and see how it performs.
Now it is 16 degrees. They say it's -6 with the wind chill. That's why I am all padded up. So we're going to see how well this bike can handle it. And we're also going to see how my video equipment can handle it. Currently, I have this bike in 0 pedal assist, which means we are not getting any assist to the bike. Throttle doesn't work. Pedal assist doesn't work. And right now we're cruising at about 10 miles an hour. I have it in gear 4. I mean, the bike does feel kind of heavy. This is not one of those bikes that you want to ride without 0 power. Let's go ahead and test out the throttle on this bike. I have it in pedal assist number 1. We're going to see if it is dictated to the pedal assist levels, and yes, it absolutely is. Right now, it is showing that we are doing 8 miles an hour in pedal assist number 1. Let's try number 2. Ooh, I felt it kick forward. Pretty good. And we're cruising at about 14 miles an hour. Let's go for 3. Felt it kick forward again. And we are cruising at 20 miles an hour. Let's go for 4. 4 has us going at 26 miles an hour. 26, 27. Let's go for 5. And number 5 has us cruising at 32 miles an hour using just the rear drive. Let's go ahead and check out pedal assist. Now this is a cadence sensor, so all I have to do is move my legs for this bike to move to its maximum speed in each one of these levels. Right now it shows that we're doing 8 miles an hour. So let's go ahead and put it into pedal assist number 2. Pedal assist number 2 has us cruising at around 15 miles an hour. Let's go for 3. Pedal assist 3 has us cruising at 20 miles an hour. Let's go for 4. At this point, you're going to start to ghost pedal, so you can just slow your cadence down. And it takes us up to 27 miles an hour. Let's go for 5. And it has us at 32 to 33 miles an hour in pedal assist number 5. All right, let's take a look at the GPS versus the display. And it shows on the display that we are going 2 miles an hour faster than what we are actually going on the GPS. So just keep that in mind when we're talking about top speeds and how fast we're going per pedal assist level. Now, my initial thoughts on this bike, number one, it is gonna be a comfortable ride today. The seat is doing great. So the seating position, I feel, is pretty good for a bike like this. So it's not gonna be an issue for today's ride. You know, like I mentioned before, this is not a bike that you want to pedal, even though I'm doing it at the moment, just to see how high my knees go up. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it doesn't feel like they go up incredibly high. So that is a good thing if you decide you want to pedal this bike some. Since it is a super cold day, not only am I wearing my heated gloves, but I have an extra set of batteries just in case. I have a feeling this bike is going to go a long way with these dual 20 amp hour batteries. All right, guys, it is time to do the brake test. We're going to do it in 2 different speeds. We're going to do it with just rear-wheel drive, doing about 32 miles an hour. And then we're going to do it in dual drive, and we're going to see how fast that is, because we haven't done the speed test on the dual-wheel drive yet. But I'm going to find out during this brake test on how fast it'll go. Okay. This bike is dangerous. The back end started kicking out. Looks like I'm going to have to do this a couple of times to get used to it. Look at the black marks. We were leaving some serious tread. These brakes definitely hit, and they hit hard, but when that happens, well, your back kicks out from under you. So we're going to have to try this again. Ooh, that was scary. Let's give it another shot. Man, this back end, no matter how much brake you put on the front, this back end is going to kick out. I mean, to be honest, that was pretty scary. I was doing 29 miles an hour, stopped at a little bit over 26 feet. I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of scared to do this other one. But that's what we're going to have to take, because I can't just leave the brakes locked up on this bike. So I'm going to have to feather it. Here we go. This thing really does pick up whenever you have it in dual drive mode. I am terrified. Ooh, slid all the way in. I'm telling you guys, I didn't even have this thing up to full speed, but I did have it at about 33, 34 miles an hour. And this is where we slid in. For my own safety, I'm not doing any more brake tests with this bike. But it did stop at about 28 feet, which I think is pretty good considering the speed that we were going. So the bike will stop, but the back end's going to get squirrely on you. Right here, you can see where I hit it about a foot early, and it's just nothing but skidding all the way to the finish. Ooh, you know what? Let's see if this bike has a walk feature with it. Let's go ahead and put it into pedal assist 0. And then if we hold the minus button, will the bike start walking? Yes, and it does. So it does have a walk feature, and it doesn't go very fast, but it is making it to where we can easily walk up this incline. Well, and the nice part is when it was in walk mode, you could take your hand off of the minus button and then just hit the brake for it to disengage. Let's go ahead and put it in a pedal assist number 5 and just see how easy it is to climb over this. Let's go ahead and hit the dual button. Oh, that front tire started spinning. Oh, I don't even think we needed it. Let's turn that thing off. I think because of most of your weight is on the back, this front tire is gonna spin a lot. All right, guys, it's time for the sand test. Believe it or not, there's sand right there. I'm out here on the beach. Well, we're about to be. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into dual drive right there. It shows that we're in dual drive. And then we're gonna see how this beach area works. I'm sure this thing is going to dominate the sand. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is no problem at all. I didn't figure it would be. You know what? Let's go ahead and take it out of dual drive, which I've just done. And we are just cruising through all of this, no problem. If anything, I'm having a hard time keeping my balance. And that is just on single drive. So that is pretty awesome. Woo. Like, I knew this bike would be a beast in the sand. Look at that. Look at that Chicago skyline. All right, we're putting it in dual drive. We're heading back. That front tire is just spinning. Oh, I'm gonna wipe out. This thing is producing a lot of torque. Oh gosh, oh, we're gonna wipe out. This thing just wants to keep climbing in speed. Yeah. Woo-hoo. All right, that's pretty fun. Oh man, not only will this bike get you to the beach, but you know what'll get you through the beach. It's all-wheel drive, baby. One of the things about riding in this kind of weather is that you're not going to find too many other bikers out here on the trails. But as you can see, either way, the city does a real good job of de-icing all of this area to ensure that the Chicagoans can still use it. If anything, I'm going to see mostly runners out here today. Check it out. Now, we are using cruise control on this bike. As I said, it had it. And the nice thing about it is it doesn't kick on automatically. You have to go ahead and have it pulled back for a while. I think it takes about 10 seconds for it to kick in. So that does give you some freedom to turn it like on or off, or, you know, you kind of feather the throttle to see if you want it to work or not. I had a feeling that this was going to be closed off again. As you can see, somebody, maybe you can, somebody's trying to take a bike through there. No way are we going to do that. I really want to take this bike to this 31-degree incline, or 31% grade, to show you how this bike can ride. So we're going to have to work ourselves through the city here so I can make it past this area right here. Right now, we are basically keeping up with traffic, and that is a good thing, as long as people see me. When riding through these parts of the city, well, I feel like I'm on a motorcycle at this point. I am using my turn signals, although you can't tell through the display, which I covered before, but they can see from behind me. I am working my way back over to the lake. This should get us around that icy part. Now, right now it shows that we are down to 3 bars. I wish there was some other way to let me know what the exact percentage or voltage is that we have on this battery, because the last thing I want to do is pedal this for any sort of distance. We are back on the trail, and now we can head to that big old hill that I want to test this bike on. Currently, we are riding into the wind. I can totally feel it. And the fastest we can go on this bike right now is 25 miles an hour. That's how strong the wind is blowing. I just went ahead and slammed it into dual-wheel drive. We are punching it. Let's see how fast we can go running into the wind. Before we were doing 25 miles an hour with a single motor, heading into the wind, and now we're doing about 33 miles an hour. It bounces between the two. Let's go ahead and see how fast this bike can really go. I am now going with the wind. We have a long strip, so we don't have to worry about anybody being in the way. And I switched gloves out because now they have touch sensibility. Dual drive, pedal assist 5. Let's see how fast this bike can go and how quick. Oh, we just spun out with the front tires. We're already past 20. Oh, this bike feels quick. Already at 30 miles an hour. $33, $34, $35. Looks like 35 is going to be our top speed in dual-wheel drive. All right, now we went ahead and we put it back into just rear-wheel drive, and let's see how quick it's going to take us to get up to that 33 miles an hour. You can definitely tell the difference on the takeoff between the single motor and the dual motor. I'm just hoping that I don't run out of space by the time we hit that top speed. And it looks like since the battery is partly drained, 30 miles an hour is going to be our top. This seat is awfully comfortable right now. We've done about 15 miles on this bike, and I'm riding it sitting straight up and down. Now, if I was a taller rider, well, I could be sitting farther back, or I could just move these handlebars forward. I am also digging this helmet. I am totally comfortable. Face isn't cold at all, and it doesn't seem to inhibit the sound that you guys can hear. So I think this was a good buy. I have it in dual drive right now, and we are just tearing through these turns. Oh, it's a little scary in these temps. That is an excellent snowman. This thing is good looking. Well done. Whoever put this one together, they did a good job. Oh, it's little Oreo eyeballs coming out though. Let me fix it. There we go, buddy. There we go. Oh, man. It looks like some people have been sledding on this hill, and it looks like it's just nothing but ice. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, this is nothing but ice. There's no way. There's no way I'm attempting it. I can tell you right now, though, this bike 100% would make it up this hill, no problem. But, I mean, it's all ice. I will totally wipe out going up or down that thing. All right, well, let's go see if we can make it to that other hill. Since we were not able to go hit that tall hill that I wanted to hit, we're going to go ahead up and head north and see if we can hit the other one. It's not as tall or as steep, but it is a fun hill to take an all-wheel drive bike up and down. And when it comes down to it, that's what it's about, to have fun on these things. Let's go ahead and test out the horn. I just wanted to go ahead and take a look and see how bad this part of the route is, and this is why they've totally cut it off. Let's just go ahead and give it a try. We'll put it in dual wheel drive, or just cruise along. We're gonna go kick it down into like pedal assist number 3. But yeah, should we be doing this? Oh, nope. Although it's a rougher ride, but at least we don't have to try to figure out how to make it through the city. Oh, yeesh. Oh, I get it. Man, this is a rough ride. I'm keeping one leg down just because, oh, that's all ice. Oh, yeah, I totally see why they have this blocked off. Definitely not my smartest move, but it will save me a lot of time. Oh, oh, it's all ice. We can do it. We can do it. We're definitely using all-wheel drive right now. That was rough. And we got this to work through. Let's go. All-wheel drive for the win, baby. Holy cow. I was gripping pretty hard on these grips. Oh. Well, I saved myself some time, but man, that was scary. Went ahead and put it back into rear-wheel drive. We do not need the dual-wheel drive for this part. We have dropped down to 2 bars, and I'm not really sure. I think we're going to be heading into the wind going back. All right, guys, this is going to be the only hill climb we're going to be able to do. I have it into dual-wheel drive, pedal assist number 5, which I think might be too powerful. We're going to kick it down to like pedal assist number 3 and make it a little bit more controllable for the run. But yeah, we're going to start heading up this hill. Oh, I see ice. Yeah, it's not going to be a problem at all. I mean, we were cruising up this hill at 15 miles an hour, and I had it into pedal assist number 3. Oh, yeah. I mean, this bike is going to be a hill climber, guys. There's no doubt about it. Now to head back without wiping out. Oh. We have made it to the end of Lakeshore Trail. Now we are going to head back. We are down to, it bounces between 2 to 3 bars of battery power, and we're at 28 miles. So this bike is doing extremely well, as I thought it would, for distance, even in these sub-zero temps. I am super happy on how comfortable this bike is. The seat is excellent. The seating position is great. I mean, everything about this bike right now seems to be really working well. Although, I do have it in dual drive at the moment, and the fastest we are able to go is 25 miles an hour. We were only doing a little bit over 20 miles an hour with just using the rear drive. Ooh, and we just dropped down to 1 battery bar. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of dual drive because I definitely need to make it home. I do not want to pedal this bike at all. Let's go ahead and see how it is tracking. It's showing that we've done 30.5 miles on the display, but Strava shows that we've only done 27.81. But if you remember, this is about 2 miles faster than what the actual speed is. So that makes sense. All right, we just switched out the batteries on the gloves, so we are still on the road. Also, I want to check on the temp. It's only 15 degrees. And what's it say? Feels like -3. Yikes. For some reason, I feel like the pedal assist is not working on this bike. Look, we are not in the chain. There we go. Just had to get it lined back up. Back in business. I'm going to go ahead and pedal this bike for a little bit with pedal assist going, just so I can see how it feels if you had to do it for a long distance. Right now, with it being on pedal assist 5 and me actually pedaling, we're able to cruise about 3 miles faster right now than what I'm getting when I just use throttle. We might have to pedal this bike home. Well, this isn't good. Guys, we are so far from home, I might have made a huge mistake. I have it in pedal assist 5, have it in gear 4. I am pedaling, we're cruising about 12 miles an hour, and I'm about 10 miles from the house. Boy, did I mess things up. I thought this bike was gonna go about 40 miles. Now I gotta kick it down to gear 3. We're losing even more power. I don't think this bike is gonna make it home. This would have been great if the display would have had voltage on here. Then I could have avoided making this huge mistake. One thing I can tell you is that once that battery bar goes down to 1 bar, you better be heading home. Oh no. I'm gonna have to abandon this bike.
Okay, here's the deal. I'm here at the Lincoln Park Zoo, which is probably about 8 miles from the house. And this thing is not providing any more assist. So I'm gonna have to abandon this bike. I'm gonna have to abandon it here, go home, get the Land Rover, put the bike rack on it, come back, and hopefully this bike will still be here so that I can bring it home. So I figure I better go ahead and do final thoughts now, just in case this bike is gone when I come back. The display showed we went 35.5 miles. Strava said that we made it just a little bit over 32 miles, and I probably rode 1 mile at like 6 miles an hour. So can this bike be ridden with very little power and assist? Yes, it can. Do you want to do it? Absolutely not. It is one of the easier riding ones of the two, but this cold out here is just brutal right now. My beard is frozen 100%. I mean, I can feel it. And the Land Rover doesn't have any windows, doors, or heat. It didn't have any windows, roof, or any heat. So at least I'm already in it, and I have good gear to keep me warm. But really, this bike is super comfortable to ride. I have to tell you that it stops pretty squirrely, but it does stop. That's the thing. You just have to, use the brakes enough to really get used to it. The throttle worked really good, like the cruise control. I feel like the front wheel has more power than the back wheel, especially, but that's only because there's less weight going up here. So I totally understand why. This thing was a beast on the hills, a beast in the sand. And really, there was nothing about this bike that I don't like. And I can't even blame it for not going as far as it did, because we're dealing with these kind of temps. Now, if you are interested in the Movcan V30Pro Max, well, go ahead, use my link down below. That'll get you to where you need to be. And if not, if this isn't the bike for you, well, YouTube knows what you want to see, and they're going to go ahead and, pop it up and say, hey, you should probably check that video out next. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get this thing home. And until I see you again, enjoy the ride.
Let's hope this will be here when I get back.